Gonna be another beautiful day. Good morning, everybody. I'm out in the woods today, collecting some logs for my sawmill. I'm not going to claim to be an expert at cutting down trees. I'm nowhere near. I'm an amateur, but I do need to get some saw logs for my mill, and this is how I'm going to be able to accomplish that. Checking out the lean of the tree. This one was pretty straight up and down. It wasn't too bad. And the trees up here, they're nowhere as big as, at least on this property, nowhere as big as what most people have. Let's see if I can get it started. Uh-oh. Watch out, folks. Now we're in trouble. So this tree here is about 10 to 12 inches in diameter on the butt end. Like I said, they're not very big. They are big enough to make some lumber out of, and I need to collect some logs for my sawmill. So this is me headed back from the camera, and this is what I deal with all day long up here. It's kind of cold in the morning, but as it warms up, they fall through just a little bit and makes it a little bit tougher to get around. It takes up a little bit of your day. But today was actually way better than the last couple of times I've been out there. The snow was still really firm. I was able to walk on top of most of it. So now I'm just going to pick out the next trees to come down. This was a nice little grouping of trees in this area. 4 trees came down in this area, and I was able to get 5 saw logs out of it, so it works out really well. I'm going to speed it up right about here, so you don't have to sit and watch me off in the distance. So that tree wasn't very big in diameter. It was maybe about 5 inches across. on the butt end, but I needed to get it out of my way. The next tree that I cut down, I just didn't want it getting hung up in that little tree, causing me problems. So I'm just getting the chunks out of my way and getting ready for the next one. And sometimes when you feel the urge to pray, doesn't matter what you're doing, you pray. Alright, let's get back to it. This is the other tree in the area that I was going after. It again is about 10 inches, maybe 12 inches at the very butt end in diameter. Not real big, but big enough for my needs. Most of the trees on this property are really small, so I was happy to start running into something with a little bit of size that I might be able to use on my sawmill. So that's a few logs, and I'll get some video of it, and I'll show you what I collected here really quick. And then I'm going to get back to it and cut down just a couple more trees. It's probably getting close to time that I had planned to go home. So I haven't gotten a lot done today, but plans changed, and he told me just get the logs that I wanted and leave everything else standing. So that is the direction I'm going to go now. Make it a lot easier on me. I don't have to expend a lot of fuel to get nothing out of it. So that's it was just fine. Either way, it was good with me. I was happy either way, because like I said before, I like helping people out anyway. So, but he has other plans with somebody else who can come in and with a lot of machinery and take care of the rest of it. So that's cool, and he'll be able to get it done quicker. That's good for him, and it makes me happy too. Saves me a lot of work and gives me more time on my sawmill at home. So, alright, let's get to it and let's see what I got. Alright, so here's the first log. It wasn't the first log I cut down, but actually it was the last one pretty much that I cut one more down after this one, but anyway, so here's the first one. That's a 12-foot log that I figure I can get out of it. And I'm hoping that that crack doesn't go too far in. If it does, it does. I did another 12-foot length. Not sure. It's got a little bit of a twist at the end of it. I doubt that I'll use that as a 12-foot, but I'm hoping probably a 10-foot is what I'm figuring that'll get used for. But I wanted to give myself options, just in case. When I get it home, get it on the sawmill, I'll be able to look at it better and make my decision then. Here's another 12-footer. Right there. They're not very big. The trees that are on this property are not very big. They're just tall. So here is, I believe I did that one at 8 foot. No, 10 foot. I did 10 foot. And I could maybe squeeze an 8-footer out of this one, but it's getting pretty small by the time you get to 8 foot. So I figured I'd just kind of, I don't know, I might come back through with the chainsaw and cut that into an 8-footer just to have it. Or I might leave it the way it is and use it for a pole. Alright, the next one I buried. I have to cut this one anyway, because I got a log right underneath it. Next one, and I cut it at 22 foot long, and then at the end of it I gave myself another 10-footer. More than likely it's going to be too small by the time you get to 10 foot. More than likely that one will be used as an 8-footer. And then I have another tree right here. Right there. And that's just an 8-footer. That'll make a good 8-foot chunk there. So that's what I have so far. What's that make? 1, 2. This one will be at least 2 saw logs. So 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8 saw logs. A potential of a 9th one right there. But I think I'll just leave it and try to go for a pole out of it. I think it would be more useful that way to me than a saw log, because it's really small. You know, not very big around. So I'm gonna go for that one right in the middle of the screen next. Okay, so here's another little batch of trees that I ran into. And pretty much because the taper is so bad on these, I'm going to get one saw log out of each one. But I'll be happy with that. So this length is 12 foot long right here. More than likely it'll end up, because the taper is so bad on this one, extremely bad, more than likely this will end up into an 8-foot saw log. Take you up here to the next one. So here's the next one. Right here, you know, you can tell it isn't a very big, but I can get an 8-footer out of that. That'll make 4x4. Pretty much what it's going to make. So then you have a saw log out of this one. Right there's the stump. You can't really see it. It's kind of buried by another tree that I fell. So I had to fall all of these to get to the bigger one. But this one here is a fairly nice sized one. So, you know, that's a decent sized one right there. And I believe I got a 16-footer out of that one, but what I planned on doing is cutting it at 16, and then it's actually 17 foot, and then I'll make 2 8-footers out of it. Just because the taper is so bad, that first little bit is the only big part, the first 2 feet of it. And then the taper, it just tapers down really fast. And that's how the spruce around here do it. But he wants them all down anyway, so I might as well just get the few 4x4s out of him that I can. The bottom one off of this one might be a 4x6. We'll see if I can squeeze a 4x6 out of it. Oh well, it's worth it. So today I figure I got about 15 good saw logs and a couple that are questionable. But as soon as the snow melts, which here there's still a good, right here, there's still a good 3 feet of snow, because when I crunch through it, I go all the way down. But there, it's going to take it a while to melt. But as soon as that happens, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get these things hauled out. And hopefully by then I have a lot more saw logs rounded up. Today was a good day. I'm happy with the production that I got. Yeah, it's just gonna get better from here. And you know, I'm glad that he changed his mind and said I didn't have to cut down every tree, just cut down the ones that I can use. So that makes it a lot easier for me. For sure, definitely, so much easier. Still a lot of slogging through the snow. I didn't break through nearly as many. It's kind of chilly still, so I didn't break through as much as I did the last couple times I was here. But I'm sure the sun is shining, so I will break through plenty of times on the way out of here. I'll be carrying all the weight again, saw, backpack, and gas cans and oil can. And it's too far for me to walk back to the truck and for any item. I want to bring it all, everything that I think I'm going to need, I want to bring it with me all at one time. So for that is going to have to do it for this edition of Not So Remote Alaska. thank you for watching this far. I really appreciate anybody who watches all the way through this. And so with that being said, until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.